Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. It's a special edition of the Gridiron Report. It's what I'll be watching for when Texas Tech takes on Kansas State. That kickoff is set for 2:30 p.m. Central Time, Saturday in Manhattan, Kansas at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Obviously it's a big game for both teams. Kansas State's coming off that huge upset victory over Oklahoma. Comeback win over Oklahoma in Norman, by the way. Texas Tech is trying to recover from that epic meltdown where they were up by 15 points over a number 8 Texas squad with just 3 minutes to go and somehow lost in overtime. So a lot of psychology going on, a lot of things I think both teams are trying to get over from the previous week. That's definitely a test for the coaching staff. So that's the first thing I'll be looking for is which team showed up emotionally ready to play, which team has their head in the game. Tech only had 4 penalties last week, and I think that went a long way towards them being in position to win. Kansas State is a program, even under new coach, second-year coach Chris Kleiman, that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So that's one thing. Tech has to show up ready to play, be emotionally in it, have their head in it, not make a lot of those little mistakes. And I think whichever team shows up ready to play early is going to have a big advantage, and that may go a long way towards who wins. Another thing I'm looking for is I mentioned Kansas State doesn't make a lot of mistakes. They actually haven't turned the ball over yet, so I'm going to be looking to see, can Tech force turnovers against the Wildcats? Are they due? Is it just like statistically likely that Kansas State, it's time for them to turn the ball over since they haven't in the first 2 games? And then Texas Tech, now they have turned the ball over a lot, especially quarterback Alan Bowman. He leads the Big 12 with 4 interceptions thrown. So will they be able to protect Alan Bowman? Because I think that's the key to him protecting the football. So what I'll be watching for is how the offensive tackles go against 2 of the better, perhaps the best combo of defensive ends there that Kansas State has. So they have a very good defensive line. Like I said, especially their defensive ends. Will Tech be able to protect Bowman so he can protect the ball? So the turnover battle, as usual, is going to be huge. But I think the discrepancy between the two are so great, it's worth mentioning. Kansas State not having turned the ball over yet. I think Texas Tech turned the ball over 6 times through 2 games. So, that's a huge difference. If Texas Tech can play even in the turnover, obviously if they could win the turnover battle, that'd be huge. But if they could even play even or just be like maybe 1 turnover, 1-1 against Kansas State, that would go a long way towards the Red Raiders being able to pull off the victory there in Manhattan. Finally, for me, I want to see how is this defense going to contain Skylar Thompson. It's yet another dual threat quarterback. Thompson, he's had some good games against Texas Tech. He had a good game against Oklahoma last week. So he's a guy whose accuracy kind of comes and goes, but he can run. He can get out. I think Rico Jeffers earlier this week, Texas Tech's linebacker, who's playing at a really high level, by the way, mentioned that they're basically the same players. Sam Ehlinger and Skylar Thompson are very similar. Depends on who you ask how Tech did against Sam Ehlinger. I think they did good enough to win up until those final 3 minutes, obviously. And then they call off the dogs. So I think the key, I'm going to look and see how aggressive, not necessarily if they send 4 or 5, but are they going to have the defensive linemen kind of setting in their lane so that Skylar Thompson doesn't scramble, or are they going to attack, rush, and try and force Thompson into some negative plays? So, I want to see how they defend Thompson, or if Thompson's able just to sit back there, have all day, and pick the defense apart. I want to see who shows up ready to play emotionally, and as far as just having their head in the game. How the Texas Tech tackles Ethan Card and Caleb Rogers on the left side. Josh Berger, who's actually been pretty good on the right side. Landon Peterson's also kind of there, but I think Josh Berger's really solidified the right tackle spot. But how those guys do, in pass pro, how they hold up. And then I want to see how Texas Tech defends Skylar Thompson. Are they going to be aggressive, or are they going to kind of stay back so as not to let him scramble out of the pocket? So that's going to be to me, that's going to tell the tale of the game. It's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. I can't wait to see how it shakes out Saturday on the field. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.